What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Terence Bud Crawford. Terence Crawford states that after I beat Shawn Porter in November, I want Errol Spence. Wow. This is some great news in the welterweight division. I like the energy of Terence Crawford, of course, we know. And for those who don't know, Shawn Porter, Terence Crawford was ordered by the WBO to fight Shawn Porter and has 30 days to negotiate a deal, or they're going to purse bid, which is a great idea because that stops people like Bob Arum, where's the money, from coming in and intervening and offering certain offers that any of those PBC fighters won't take because they are a proud group of fighters and they have a loving leader, which is Al Heyman. So we won't have that problem if it is a purse bid. We've seen Teofimo Lopez in his recent bout or dispute or quarrel, should I say, with Top Rank, okay, and how it can benefit people trying to underbid like Bob Arum tried to with Teofimo Lopez. Even Eddie Hearn outbid Bob Arum, and Bob Arum was mad about being outbid by his rival promotional company like it was a personal attack, which was crazy. So it's good news all around. And Terence Crawford has, went a bit further, like, hey, after I beat you, I want Errol Spence for undisputed. And it seems like Terence Crawford is putting himself in a situation where Anthony Joshua wants to be. Alexander Usyk was. Josh Taylor was, like he was at 140, in fact. And I like that, okay, because I've heard Errol Spence say he wants Terence Crawford after Pacquiao. Okay, I've heard him say that. How lately I've heard him say that, I don't know. But of course, you shouldn't expect too much from Errol Spence because he's focused on taking on the legend Manny Pacquiao. So I'm going to cut him some slack. But I just want both fighters to have the same energy. Okay, Terence Crawford, I think this is also a good thing, because the energy from Terence Crawford before this was looking kind of dim, kind of grim, kind of, negative, because he was kind of giving up on the idea of fighting any of these guys. He was considering retirement or moving to 154 at one point because he couldn't get the fights due to the politics of the welterweight division, because the welterweight division is ran by King Al Heyman, right? So it was hard for him to get fights on top of, his reluctant or headstrong promoter. So between Bob Arum, Al Heyman, and all that, he was looking like he didn't have the desire to fight due to the frustration of making these fights happen. So I'm glad that he's now has a shift in energy, and his mind is now switched back on legacy. Okay, he's getting paid, according to Bob Arum, he's getting paid too much. So money hasn't ever been the problem with Terence Crawford. You've never really seen him talk about cash, cash, cash. You've heard Bob Arum say that a lot of times, or the fighters of the PBC, those guys, talk about money a lot, so go figure. Bob Arum and then the guys that he's offering these amounts of money to, they have money disputes. But Terence Crawford has never had that type of problem, okay? So it looks good. So also, it means that Terence Crawford expects Errol Spence to dispatch Manny Pacquiao. He has to beat Manny Pacquiao in order for this to happen. He definitely knows, he's going to beat Shawn Porter. So those are the only two left, okay? To counterpunch Terence Crawford, I feel if Terence Crawford, though, can't get Errol Spence, because who's to say when he beats Manny Pacquiao, he won't go anywhere else or have another option, because the PBC, they tend to find any other option besides what everyone wants, okay? So I think instead of fixating on Errol Spence, he might want to try Yordenis Ugas, which is currently the WBA super champion in that division, because the WBA decided that Manny Pacquiao, is not going to be reinstated as the WBA super. So that means that unification is not there. Okay, so Yordenis Ugas may be another option for Terence Crawford, and that would be a fight that I would be very heavily focused on, because those are two highly skilled guys. Yordenis Ugas beat Terence Crawford in the amateurs, and I think there's a little, score to settle right there, if you will, if Terence Crawford really cares. But it's definitely something to build on. I feel that those two guys could make a great fight as well. However, back to Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, I think the showdown looks like it could happen, but both of those guys have fights in front of them before talking about each other. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Terence Crawford demanding that I want Errol Spence after I beat Shawn Porter. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.